25 black celebrities who had the weirdest body parts. What if the very feature that made someone an outcast also made them unforgettable? From six-fingered blues legends and towering basketball giants to stars born with albinism and celebrities transformed by cosmetic procedures, these famous black icons prove that greatness doesn't always come wrapped in perfection. Some were mocked, rejected, or even feared because of their appearance. Yet instead of hiding, they changed history and inspired millions. But here's the shocking question: were these stars celebrated for their talent, or were they often defined by their unusual bodies? Stay with us until the end, because some of these stories may completely change the way you see beauty. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments on Golden Black Legends. Sean Ross. Sean Ross entered the world in the Bronx, New York on May 10, 1991, carrying a condition that would make him stand out everywhere he went. Born with albinism, Ross had pale skin, white, blonde hair, and visual impairments that immediately set him apart from those around him. For much of his childhood, that difference brought pain rather than admiration. He endured relentless bullying, cruel nicknames, and social isolation. Many classmates viewed him as strange, leaving emotional wounds that lasted for years. Yet the very appearance that once made him a target would eventually redefine beauty standards around the globe. As a teenager, Ross refused to hide from the world. Instead, he stepped directly into it. In the late 2000s, fashion scouts recognized that his appearance possessed something rare and unforgettable. He soon became the first professional male model with albinism to gain major international recognition. His career exploded as he appeared in campaigns for leading designers and graced the pages of prestigious magazines. Ross also expanded into music videos, memorably appearing alongside stars such as Beyoncé in Pretty Hurts and Katy Perry in E.T. Despite worldwide fame, daily life still presents challenges. Albinism causes extreme sensitivity to sunlight and significant vision limitations, forcing Ross to constantly adapt. Nevertheless, he transformed those obstacles into a powerful message. Rather than allowing society to define him as unusual, he challenged society to rethink its definition of beauty itself. Today, Sean Ross stands as more than a model. He is a symbol of resilience and self-acceptance. What many once considered bizarre has become iconic. His journey proves that sometimes the traits people criticize the most can ultimately become the very qualities that change a life forever. DJ Paul. When DJ Paul was born in Memphis, Tennessee on January 12, 1977, few could have imagined that he would one day help revolutionize hip-hop. From birth, however, Paul Beauregard carried a visible physical difference. Due to Erb's palsy, a nerve injury associated with childbirth complications, his right arm developed differently, appearing smaller and possessing limited mobility. Growing up in tough Memphis neighborhoods, standing out physically often invited ridicule. Childhood teasing and uncomfortable stares became part of everyday life. Rather than allowing insecurity to consume him, DJ Paul poured his energy into music. Fascinated by beats and production, he spent countless hours experimenting with sounds and recording equipment. During the late 1980s, he partnered with Juicy J to create what eventually became 3-6 Mafia. Their dark, haunting style would reshape Southern rap and influence generations of artists, from underground performers to modern superstars. By the 1990s, 3-6 Mafia had become one of hip-hop's most influential groups. In 2006, they made history by winning the Academy Award for Best Original Song for its Heart Out Here for a Pimp, becoming the first hip-hop group ever to receive an Oscar. Through every achievement, DJ Paul's physical condition remained visible, yet it never overshadowed his talent. Living with Erb's palsy has required lifelong adjustments. Certain movements remain difficult and everyday tasks can still present challenges. Even so, DJ Paul rarely focused public attention on his disability. Instead, he built an empire through creativity, determination, and relentless ambition. His story resonates because it reminds audiences that limitations do not define destiny. A condition that once caused insecurity ultimately became only a small chapter in a much larger legacy built on perseverance, innovation, and undeniable musical brilliance. Winnie Harlow. Winnie Harlow's journey is one of the most remarkable stories of resilience in modern entertainment. Born Chantel Brown Young on July 27, 1994, in Toronto, Canada, she was diagnosed with vitiligo at just 4 years old. The condition, which causes patches of skin to lose pigment, gave her a striking appearance that made her stand out everywhere she went. Unfortunately, during her childhood, that difference brought pain rather than praise. Classmates relentlessly bullied her, calling her cruel names and making school a daily struggle. The emotional toll became so severe that Winnie eventually dropped out, battling depression and self-doubt along the way. For years, it seemed as though society would never accept her appearance. But Winnie refused to let negativity define her future. In 2014, her life changed dramatically when she competed on America's Next Top Model. Although she did not win millions of viewers, instantly recognized that they were witnessing someone extraordinary. Her distinctive skin pattern captivated the fashion industry, opening doors previously thought impossible. Soon, Winnie was walking for elite fashion houses, including Victoria's Secret, Fendi, and Marc Jacobs. She appeared on the covers of major magazines and became one of the world's most recognizable models. More importantly, she transformed public perception of beauty. Rather than hiding her vitiligo, Winnie proudly embraced it, inspiring countless people facing similar struggles. Today, she uses her platform to promote self-love and acceptance. What was once considered unusual has become her signature. Winnie Harlow's story reminds us that true beauty often emerges from the very differences society initially rejects. Her remarkable rise proves that embracing uniqueness can turn pain into power and transform insecurity into worldwide admiration. Antonio Alfonseca. Antonio Alfonseca entered the world with a physical characteristic so rare that it would follow him throughout his entire life. Born on April 16, 1972, in the Dominican Republic, Alfonseca was born with polydactyly, a condition that gave him 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot. Altogether, he possessed 24 digits, an extraordinary feature that immediately distinguished him from everyone around him. As a child, the additional fingers and toes attracted endless curiosity. People stared, asked questions, and often treated him differently. Yet Antonio refused to let those reactions discourage him. Instead, he devoted himself to baseball, determined to prove that talent mattered more than appearance. His dedication paid off. In 1998, Alfonseca made his Major League Baseball debut with the Florida Marlins. Over an impressive 11-season career, he also played for the Atlanta Braves, Chicago Cubs, Philadelphia Phillies, and several other organizations. Throughout his career, he recorded 129 saves and established himself as a dependable relief pitcher. His finest season came in 2000 when he earned 45 saves for the Marlins, placing him among baseball's elite closers. Naturally, many fans wondered whether his extra fingers gave him an advantage on the mound. Some speculated that his unusual grip helped generate unpredictable pitch movement. While such theories persisted, Alfonseca consistently credited hard work, discipline, and perseverance for his success. Rather than concealing his condition, Antonio accepted it as part of who he was. Over time, his unique anatomy became less important than his accomplishments. Today, he remains one of baseball's most memorable figures, proving that physical differences do not limit greatness. Sometimes they simply make an extraordinary career even more unforgettable. Bushwick Bill. Standing only about 3 feet 8 inches tall, Bushwick Bill became one of hip-hop's most unforgettable personalities by refusing to allow his size to define him. Born Richard Stephen Shaw on December 8, 1966 in Jamaica, Bill lived with achondroplasia, the most common form of dwarfism. His small stature and distinctive appearance made him instantly recognizable, but growing up with such visible differences was far from easy. Throughout childhood, Bill frequently encountered ridicule and misunderstanding. Yet those hardships forged a fierce determination that would later shape his career. After moving to Houston, Texas, he found an outlet in music and eventually joined the groundbreaking rap group Ghetto Boys alongside Scarface and Willie D. During the late 1980s and early 1990s, the Ghetto Boys revolutionized Southern hip-hop with raw storytelling and uncompromising lyrics. Despite being physically the smallest member, Bushwick Bill possessed an enormous presence. His fearless attitude, sharp lyricism, and unpredictable personality ensured that audiences never overlooked him. One of the darkest moments in his life occurred in 1991 when an accidental, self-inflicted gunshot during a personal crisis resulted in the loss of his right eye. The shocking incident could have ended his career. Instead, Bill confronted the tragedy publicly. The image of him hospitalized after the shooting became one of rap history's most iconic and controversial photographs. Throughout his life, Bushwick Bill repeatedly transformed adversity into strength. He refused to be defined by dwarfism, personal struggles, or physical setbacks. Instead, he built a legacy based on resilience and authenticity. Bushwick Bill passed away in 2019 after battling pancreatic cancer, but his influence on hip-hop remains undeniable. His story serves as a powerful reminder that true greatness is measured not by physical stature, but by courage, determination, and the impact one leaves behind. Salif Keita. Salif Keita's life began under circumstances that many believed would prevent him from ever succeeding. Born on August 25, 1949 in Mali, Keita entered the world with albinism, a rare genetic condition that causes little or no melanin production in the skin, hair, and eyes. In many parts of Africa, harmful myths and superstitions surrounding albinism have existed for generations, and young Salif experienced those prejudices firsthand. Despite being born into a noble Mandinka family that traced its lineage to the legendary founder of the Mali Empire Sundiata Keita, he often felt rejected because of his appearance. His pale skin made him visibly different in a predominantly black society, and discrimination followed him throughout his childhood. Yet music became his refuge. During the late 1960s, Keita left his family and pursued singing in Bamako, a decision that initially angered relatives because musicians traditionally belonged to a different social caste. Nevertheless, his extraordinary voice could not be ignored. By the 1970s, Salif had become one of Africa's most celebrated performers, eventually earning international acclaim through albums such as Sorrow and Amen. His powerful vocals introduced millions worldwide to the richness of Malian music. Living with albinism also brought significant physical challenges. His skin remains highly vulnerable to sunlight, increasing the risk of skin cancer, while his eyesight has been affected throughout his life. Rather than retreat from public view, Salif transformed his appearance into a symbol of pride. In 2005, he established the Salif Keita Global Foundation to advocate for people living with albinism across Africa. Today, Salif Keita is far more than a music legend. He represents resilience, dignity, and hope. The very condition that once isolated him ultimately helped inspire countless individuals facing discrimination because of their appearance. Manute Bol, standing an astonishing 7 feet 7 inches tall, Manute Bol remains one of the most physically extraordinary athletes in sports history. Born in Sudan on October 16, 1962, Bol possessed proportions that seemed almost unreal. His extremely long arms, remarkably thin frame, and towering height instantly distinguished him from everyone around him. Weighing only about 200 pounds during much of his NBA career, he often appeared fragile beside far more muscular opponents. Yet beneath that unusual physique stood an athlete with remarkable determination. Ball belonged to the Dinka ethnic group, a community known for producing exceptionally tall individuals. Even among the Dinka, however, Manut's height was extraordinary. As a child, his size made everyday activities challenging, but it also opened an unexpected opportunity: basketball. After arriving in the United States, Ball eventually entered the NBA in 1985, joining the Washington Bullets. Over a 10-season professional career, he played for several teams, including the Golden State Warriors and Philadelphia 76ers. Despite his slender build, Ball became one of basketball's greatest shot blockers. He recorded 2,086 blocked shots during his career, averaging an impressive 3.3 blocks per game. In fact, he remains one of only 2 players in NBA history to finish a career with more blocked shots than points scored. Still, his unusual body presented constant challenges. Injuries, physical contact, and maintaining strength against larger opponents required enormous effort. Spectators often worried that his thin frame could not withstand the demands of professional basketball. Beyond sports, Manute became widely admired for his humanitarian work, donating significant portions of his earnings to support communities in Sudan. He passed away in 2010 at age 47, but his legacy endures. Manute Bol proved that even the most extraordinary body can become a source of inspiration, compassion, and unforgettable greatness. Seal. Long before Seal became one of the world's most recognizable voices, he faced a deeply personal struggle that permanently altered his appearance. Born Seal Henry Olusegun Olumide Adeola Samuel in London on February 19, 1963, the future superstar developed discoid lupus erythematosus during his 20s. This autoimmune disease caused severe inflammation and left permanent scars across his face and scalp. The condition also resulted in significant hair loss, creating the distinctive appearance recognized by millions today. At a time when image often determines success in entertainment, those scars could easily have ended his ambitions before they truly began. Instead, Seal chose to move forward. Throughout the late 1980s, he pursued music relentlessly, performing in clubs and working with various bands before finally gaining international attention. His breakthrough arrived in 1990 through the hit single Killer, created with producer Adamski. Soon afterward, songs such as Crazy Kiss, From a Rose and Prayer for the Dying transformed him into a global sensation. His extraordinary voice, blending soul pop and rock influences, earned multiple Grammy Awards and worldwide acclaim. Although many initially focused on his scars, Seal never attempted to conceal them through surgery. Over time, those facial markings evolved into an unmistakable part of his identity. Audiences no longer saw a man defined by illness. Instead, they recognized an artist whose talent transcended appearance. Living with lupus presented physical and emotional difficulties, particularly during the disease's active stages. Nevertheless, Seal consistently demonstrated remarkable confidence and perseverance. His journey resonates because it illustrates that visible differences do not diminish beauty or artistic brilliance. Today, Seal remains one of music's most distinctive performers. His scars tell a story of adversity overcome, reminding audiences that imperfections often become the very features that make someone unforgettable. Hound Dog Taylor. Few musicians in blues history possessed a physical characteristic as unusual and memorable as Hound Dog Taylor. Born Theodore Roosevelt Taylor on April 12, 1915 in Mississippi, he entered the world with polydactyly, a condition that gave him 6 fingers on each hand. While some might have viewed this difference as a disadvantage, Taylor eventually transformed it into a defining element of his musical identity. Growing up in the rural South during the early 20th century was difficult enough without appearing different. His extra fingers often attracted curiosity and superstition. Some people regarded his hands as strange or even frightening, yet young Taylor discovered that those additional fingers could become an asset when he picked up a guitar. After relocating to Chicago in the 1940s, Taylor immersed himself in the city's vibrant blues scene. Night after night, he performed in clubs, gradually developing a raw, electrifying style that captivated audiences. His aggressive slide guitar technique, combined with his gravelly voice, created a sound unlike anything else in blues music. Many fans believed his unusual hands contributed to his distinctive playing style. Whether or not the extra digits directly influenced his technique, they certainly became inseparable from his legend. On stage, Hound Dog Taylor projected energy, intensity, and authenticity that few performers could match. His career reached new heights in the early 1970s when Alligator Records released his debut album, introducing him to wider audiences. Though mainstream fame remained elusive, Taylor earned tremendous respect among blues enthusiasts and fellow musicians. Hound Dog Taylor passed away in 1975 at age 60, but his influence continues to resonate throughout blues music. His story demonstrates that physical differences need not limit creativity. Instead, they can become part of an artist's enduring legacy, helping create a sound and image impossible to forget. Cardi B. Cardi B's dramatic physical transformation has become one of the most discussed topics in modern entertainment. Born Belcalis Marlenis Almanzar on October 11, 1992, in New York City, Cardi rose from social media personality to global superstar with remarkable speed. Alongside her meteoric success, however, public fascination with her changing appearance has remained constant. Unlike many figures on this list, Cardi's distinctive body shape was not something she was born with. Throughout her rise to fame, she has openly discussed undergoing cosmetic procedures, including breast augmentation and buttock enhancements. In fact, Cardi has repeatedly spoken candidly about some surgeries, revealing that certain procedures were performed under unsafe circumstances before she achieved stardom. As her popularity exploded following the release of Bodak Yellow in 2017, scrutiny surrounding her appearance intensified. Every red carpet event, concert performance, and social media post sparked conversations about her changing proportions. Her extremely narrow waist, combined with prominent curves, often fueled debates regarding beauty standards within entertainment and social media culture. Yet Cardi has consistently addressed these discussions with unusual honesty. She has publicly acknowledged complications from cosmetic procedures and even cancelled performances in 2019 to recover from additional surgeries. By sharing her experiences, she offered audiences a rare glimpse into the pressures many celebrities face regarding appearance. Despite criticism, Cardi remains unapologetically herself. Her willingness to discuss body modification openly has challenged traditional celebrity secrecy surrounding cosmetic enhancement. Supporters admire her transparency, while critics continue debating whether such transformations promote unrealistic expectations. Regardless of differing opinions, Cardi B's appearance has undeniably become part of her public identity. Her story reflects a broader conversation about fame, beauty, and societal pressure, illustrating how modern celebrity culture can influence personal decisions in profound and lasting ways. Lester Beetlejuice Green. Lester Beetlejuice Green became one of the most recognizable personalities in American entertainment, not because he fit traditional standards, but because he was unlike anyone audiences had ever seen. Born on June 2, 1968 in New Jersey, Green was diagnosed with both dwarfism and microcephaly, a neurological condition characterized by a significantly smaller head size. Standing only about 4 feet 3 inches tall and possessing distinctive facial features, Beetlejuice immediately drew attention wherever he went. Unfortunately, growing up with such visible differences was far from easy. Throughout childhood, everyday life often came with challenges. His physical condition affected not only his appearance but also aspects of communication and learning. Many people underestimated him while others openly mocked him. Yet, fate took an unexpected turn during the 1990s when Beetlejuice was introduced to radio personality Howard Stern. What initially seemed like a brief appearance quickly evolved into a pop culture phenomenon. Audiences were fascinated by Beetlejuice's unpredictable humor, quick comebacks, and unforgettable personality. Soon, he became one of the most beloved recurring guests on The Howard Stern Show. His popularity expanded beyond radio, leading to appearances in films such as Scary Movie 2 and numerous television programs. Despite his unusual physical appearance, it was ultimately his charisma that captured viewers' hearts. For decades, Beetlejuice has remained a cultural icon. Internet memes, viral clips, and social media have introduced him to entirely new generations of fans. Remarkably, many who first noticed his appearance stayed because of his humor and authenticity. Lester Green's story illustrates how public perception can change over time. A body that once attracted curiosity and misunderstanding eventually became associated with joy and laughter. Today, Beetlejuice remains proof that personality, resilience, and self-confidence can leave a far greater impression than physical appearance alone. Diandra Forrest. Diandra Forrest entered the fashion world carrying an appearance that challenged conventional beauty standards from the very beginning. Born in Brooklyn, New York on October 15, 1989, Forrest was born with albinism, a rare genetic condition resulting in little or no melanin production. Her striking combination of pale skin, light hair, and bright eyes made her stand out dramatically within both the broader society and the Black community. Childhood proved difficult. Diandra frequently faced bullying, discrimination, and even physical harassment because of her appearance. Many people simply could not understand why a black girl looked so different. The constant scrutiny left emotional scars, yet it also strengthened her determination to succeed. Everything changed when Forrest entered the modeling industry. In 2011, she signed with a major agency and soon became the first professional model with albinism to sign with Elite Model Management in New York. Her distinctive appearance quickly attracted attention from designers, photographers, and fashion magazines eager to embrace a broader vision of beauty. As her career flourished, Diandra appeared in high-profile campaigns, editorials, and runway shows. She transformed what had once made her a target into a powerful advantage. Under runway lights, her alabaster skin and elegant features created an unforgettable presence that distinguished her from every other model. Yet Diandra's impact extends beyond fashion. She has become an outspoken advocate for people living with albinism, using her visibility to challenge harmful stereotypes and promote acceptance. By sharing her personal experiences, she has helped educate audiences about a condition often misunderstood worldwide. Today, Diandra Forrest symbolizes resilience, representation, and change. Her journey demonstrates that beauty is not limited to traditional definitions. Instead, true beauty often emerges when individuals embrace the qualities that make them different and refuse to let prejudice define their worth. Dizzy Gillespie. John Burke's Dizzy Gillespie was more than a jazz legend. He was one of music history's most visually unforgettable performers. Born on October 21, 1917 in Cheraw, South Carolina, Gillespie revolutionized jazz as a founding architect of bebop. However, beyond his extraordinary musical innovations, audiences were equally fascinated by his remarkable physical appearance while performing. Early in his career, Gillespie developed an unusual phenomenon that would eventually become his trademark. Years of forceful trumpet playing caused the muscles and tissues in his cheeks to stretch dramatically. Whenever he performed, his cheeks ballooned outward to astonishing proportions, creating an image unlike anything jazz audiences had ever witnessed. Medical experts later identified this condition as involving weakened cheek muscles and laryngocele-related complications. At first, many observers worried that such swelling might damage his health or hinder his playing ability. Surprisingly, Gillespie insisted that the unusual expansion never interfered with his performance. Some musicians even believed the enlarged cheeks contributed to the powerful, brilliant sound that became synonymous with his style. During the bebop revolution of the 1940s and 1950s, Dizzy's inflated cheeks became as famous as his music. Alongside his trademark bent trumpet, they transformed him into one of the most instantly recognizable figures in entertainment history. Audiences around the world marveled at the sight of his face expanding dramatically with every explosive solo. Despite constant attention focused on his appearance, Gillespie never attempted to alter or conceal it. Instead, he embraced his uniqueness with humor and confidence. Over time, those extraordinary cheeks evolved from a curiosity into an enduring symbol of artistic individuality. Dizzy Gillespie passed away in 1993, but his influence remains immeasurable. His remarkable appearance and groundbreaking music continue reminding the world that true originality often comes from embracing what makes us different. Moses Gunn. Moses Gunn possessed a commanding screen presence that made him unforgettable. Yet behind that powerful image was a lifelong physical challenge that few fans fully understood. Born on October 2, 1929 in St. Louis, Missouri, Gunn lost the sight in one eye due to glaucoma while still relatively young. The condition permanently affected his appearance, creating a distinctive facial expression that often drew attention long before audiences recognized his extraordinary acting talent. Growing up in the segregated South presented enough obstacles without dealing with a visible disability. Nevertheless, Gunn refused to allow his impaired vision to define his future. Instead, he pursued education with determination, eventually attending Tennessee State University before continuing his studies at the University of Kansas. His passion for theater soon became undeniable. By the 1960s, Moses Gunn had established himself as one of America's most respected stage performers. He made history as one of the founding members of the Negro Ensemble Company, an organization that transformed opportunities for black actors in American theater. His powerful performances led to acclaimed roles on Broadway in film and on television. Audiences particularly remember Gunn for memorable appearances in productions such as Shaft: The Never-Ending Story, Roots, and Ragtime. His deep voice, dignified presence, and emotional range consistently captivated viewers. Although his eye condition remained visible throughout his career, Gunn never attempted to hide it. Instead, he embraced his individuality and focused entirely on his craft. Over time, audiences stopped seeing a man with a physical difference and began seeing one of the finest actors of his generation. Moses Gunn passed away in 1993 at age 64, leaving behind a remarkable legacy. His journey serves as a powerful reminder that physical adversity does not diminish talent. In many ways, his resilience only strengthened the unforgettable presence that made him a true pioneer in entertainment history. Yellow Man. Born Winston Foster on January 15, 1956 in Kingston, Jamaica, Yellow Man entered the world carrying a condition that would profoundly shape his life. He was born with albinism, a genetic disorder resulting in little or no melanin production. In Jamaica, where myths and superstitions surrounding albinism have existed for generations, Yellow Man's pale skin immediately set him apart. Tragically, he was abandoned by his parents as an infant and spent much of his childhood in an orphanage. Growing up, Yellow Man constantly faced discrimination and ridicule. Many people viewed albinism as a curse or a sign of misfortune. Yet despite rejection and isolation, he discovered comfort in music. During the 1970s, he began performing in Jamaica's vibrant sound system culture, quickly gaining attention for his charismatic stage presence and sharp lyrical skills. By the early 1980s, Yellow Man had become one of dancehall's biggest stars. Songs such as Zungu Zungu Guzungu Zeng established him as an international sensation and helped introduce dancehall music to global audiences. His confidence and humor allowed him to confront prejudice directly, often incorporating references to his appearance into his performances. However, life presented another devastating challenge. Years of intense sun exposure significantly increased his risk of skin cancer, a common danger for individuals with albinism. In the 1980s, Yellow Man was diagnosed with cancer and underwent major surgery that removed part of his jaw. The operation permanently altered his facial appearance and contributed to dramatic weight loss. Despite these hardships, Yellowman refused to disappear from public life. He continued performing, recording music, and inspiring audiences. His remarkable resilience transformed him into far more than a reggae star. Today, Yellowman remains a symbol of perseverance, proving that even life's harshest challenges cannot silence a truly extraordinary voice. J.J. Weaver. Few modern athletes have embraced physical uniqueness as confidently as J.J. Weaver. Born on December 17, 2000 in Louisville, Kentucky. Weaver entered the world with polydactyly, a rare condition that resulted in extra fingers on both hands. While the additional digits were eventually removed during childhood, the condition remained an important part of his personal story and continued attracting public interest throughout his athletic career. From an early age, Weaver demonstrated exceptional athletic ability. Football quickly became his passion, and despite his unusual physical condition, he refused to allow any limitations to interfere with his ambitions. Instead, he used every challenge as motivation to work harder. Weaver eventually earned a scholarship to the University of Kentucky, where he developed into one of the program's most respected defensive players. Standing over 6 feet 5 inches tall and possessing impressive speed and strength, he became known for relentless effort and explosive pass-rushing ability. Throughout his collegiate career, he consistently delivered game-changing performances, earning admiration from teammates, coaches, and fans alike. As media attention increased, stories about his extra fingers resurfaced, fascinating many football supporters. Some wondered whether the condition had influenced his grip strength or athletic performance. However, Weaver repeatedly emphasized that success resulted from discipline, preparation, and dedication rather than physical differences. His journey resonates because it demonstrates that unusual circumstances do not prevent achievement at the highest levels of competition. Instead of hiding his past, Weaver openly discussed it, inspiring others facing their own challenges. Today, J.J. Weaver continues pursuing professional football opportunities while serving as an example of perseverance. His story reminds audiences that what initially appears unusual can ultimately become part of an inspiring narrative about determination, resilience, and refusing to allow differences to dictate one's future. Victor Varnado. Victor Varnado has spent much of his life challenging assumptions. Born on May 15, 1969 in Chicago, Illinois, Varnado was born with albinism, a genetic condition characterized by minimal pigmentation in the skin, hair, and eyes. His pale appearance immediately distinguished him from those around him, often leading to confusion, curiosity, and prejudice throughout his childhood. Growing up as a black child with albinism was not easy. Many people struggled to understand his appearance, and misunderstanding frequently turned into exclusion or insensitive remarks. Yet rather than retreating inward, Victor developed a sharp intellect and distinctive sense of humor that would later become central to his career. After studying engineering, Varnado unexpectedly found his true calling in entertainment. He established himself as a successful stand-up comedian, actor, writer, and producer. Audiences quickly recognized his intelligent comedy style, which blended social commentary, science, and personal experiences into uniquely engaging performances. Over the years, Victor appeared in numerous television programs and films, while also becoming a familiar presence on the comedy circuit. Unlike many performers, he often addressed issues surrounding identity perception and difference with honesty and wit. His willingness to discuss albinism publicly helped educate audiences while breaking down stereotypes. Living with albinism presents ongoing physical challenges, including increased sensitivity to sunlight and significant visual impairment. Nevertheless, Victor never allowed those obstacles to limit his ambitions. Instead, he transformed personal adversity into artistic material and advocacy. Today, Victor Varnado represents far more than an entertainer with an unusual appearance. He symbolizes resilience, intelligence, and self-acceptance. His life story demonstrates that visible differences do not define a person's potential. Through humor, creativity, and persistence, Victor has shown that individuality can become a powerful source of strength rather than a barrier to success. Tony Cox. Tony Cox built an extraordinary Hollywood career by turning what many considered a limitation into one of his greatest strengths. Born Joseph Anthony Cox on March 31, 1958 in Uniontown, Alabama. Cox was born with achondroplasia, the most common form of dwarfism. As an adult, he stood just 3 feet 6 inches tall. His small stature immediately distinguished him from those around him, and growing up in the American South during the 1960s often meant dealing with unwanted attention, insensitive remarks, and social barriers. Yet from an early age, Cox refused to allow his physical condition to define his ambitions. Initially, he dreamed of becoming a drummer, after being inspired by legendary musician The Meters. However, his interests eventually shifted toward acting. Determined to succeed, Cox moved to Los Angeles and began pursuing roles in an industry where opportunities for actors with dwarfism were extremely limited. The road was difficult. Hollywood frequently cast little people in stereotypical or comedic roles, leaving few chances for meaningful performances. Despite those obstacles, Tony Cox persevered. During the 1980s and 1990s, he steadily built a successful career, appearing in productions such as Beetlejuice, Friday, Me, Myself, and Irene, and Bad Santa. His portrayal of Marcus Skidmore in Bad Santa became particularly iconic, earning him widespread recognition and demonstrating his remarkable comedic timing. Although audiences often noticed his height first, they quickly discovered a talented performer capable of commanding the screen alongside much taller co-stars. Cox never allowed stereotypes to limit him. Instead, he consistently proved that charisma and talent matter far more than physical size. Today, Tony Cox remains one of Hollywood's most recognizable actors with dwarfism. His career stands as a testament to determination, resilience, and the refusal to let society's expectations dictate one's future. Through decades of memorable performances, he transformed difference into distinction and inspired countless others to pursue their dreams fearlessly. Wilma Rudolph. Wilma Rudolph's story remains one of the most inspiring examples of triumph over physical adversity in sports history. Born prematurely on June 23, 1940 in St. Bethlehem, Tennessee, Rudolph entered the world weighing only 4.5 pounds. As if that were not challenging enough, childhood illnesses nearly robbed her of the ability to walk. By age 5, she had survived scarlet fever, pneumonia, and polio, the latter leaving her left leg weakened and deformed. For years, Wilma wore a metal leg brace and relied on crutches for mobility. Doctors doubted she would ever walk normally again. Yet Rudolph refused to accept that prediction. With extraordinary determination and constant support from her family, she underwent years of physical therapy. Her mother regularly transported her more than 50 miles for treatments, while relatives helped massage and strengthen her leg at home. Against all expectations, Wilma eventually discarded both the brace and crutches. By her teenage years, she had not only regained mobility but had become an exceptional athlete. Her speed stunned coaches and competitors alike. In 1960, at just 20 years old, Rudolph made history at the Rome Olympics by winning 3 gold medals in sprinting events, becoming the first American woman to achieve that feat during a single Olympic Games. Her achievements transformed her into an international symbol of perseverance. The same legs once considered damaged and incapable of normal movement carried her to worldwide fame. Millions saw in Rudolph proof that determination can overcome even the most daunting obstacles. Wilma Rudolph passed away in 1994 at age 54, but her legacy continues to inspire generations. Her journey from a child wearing leg braces to an Olympic champion remains one of the greatest comeback stories ever told, demonstrating that physical setbacks need not determine the limits of human potential. Crondon. Crondon, born Marvin Jones III, has built a reputation in entertainment not only through music and acting, but also because of an appearance that immediately captures attention. Born in Los Angeles, California, Crondon was born with albinism, a rare genetic condition characterized by little or no melanin production. His pale skin, light hair, and distinctive facial features sharply contrast with traditional expectations of how a black man should look, making him instantly recognizable in every environment. Growing up, that difference often placed Crondon under intense scrutiny. Like many individuals with albinism, he encountered confusion, insensitive questions, and social prejudice. In communities where appearance strongly influences identity, looking dramatically different frequently created feelings of isolation. Nevertheless, Crondon refused to allow those experiences to define him negatively. Instead, he channeled his energy into creative pursuits. As a rapper, Crondon became known for his work with the Los Angeles hip-hop group Strong Arm Steady. His gritty, lyrical style and authentic storytelling earned respect within underground rap circles. Over time, he expanded into acting, most notably portraying the memorable character Blackhand Mark in the Academy Award-winning film Training Day alongside Denzel Washington. What makes Crondon particularly fascinating is the striking contrast between his appearance and his commanding screen presence. While albinism often leads people to assume fragility, Crondon projects toughness, confidence, and intensity. His muscular build and forceful performances challenge stereotypes, forcing audiences to reconsider preconceived notions about physical appearance. Living with albinism also presents ongoing medical challenges, including heightened sensitivity to sunlight and increased risks of visual impairment. Despite these obstacles, Crondon has continued building a successful career while embracing his individuality. Today, Crondon represents resilience and self-acceptance. His story demonstrates that differences once viewed as unusual or limiting can become powerful elements of personal identity. Rather than hiding his appearance, he transformed it into an unforgettable part of his artistic legacy. Louis Rankin. Louis Rankin carved out a unique place in Caribbean entertainment through his commanding presence, unmistakable voice, and striking physical difference. Born Leonard Ford on June 30, 1960, in St. Thomas Parish, Jamaica, Rankin was reportedly born with polydactyly, a condition involving extra fingers. Growing up in Jamaica, such a visible difference naturally attracted attention. In communities where superstition and folklore often shaped public opinion, unusual physical traits sometimes sparked curiosity, fear, or misunderstanding. Yet, Rankin never allowed his appearance to diminish his confidence. Instead, he embraced his individuality and carried himself with fearless determination. As a young man, Rankin immersed himself in Jamaica's vibrant dancehall culture. Blessed with a powerful voice and undeniable charisma, he quickly established himself as a respected DJ. Songs such as Typewriter earned him recognition within reggae circles, but it was his larger-than-life personality that truly separated him from the crowd. His rugged image and streetwise delivery made him a natural performer. During the late 1990s, Rankin successfully transitioned into acting, achieving international fame through memorable film roles. Audiences particularly remember him for portraying Teddy Brookshot in the cult classic Belly and Ox in Shotas. His intense performances, distinctive accent, and intimidating presence left a lasting impression on viewers worldwide. Although many first noticed his unusual hand, they soon recognized an artist whose talent extended far beyond physical appearance. Throughout his life, Louis Rankin embraced authenticity. He never attempted to conceal his differences or alter his identity to satisfy public expectations. Instead, he transformed what some considered unusual into an integral part of his public persona. Tragically, Rankin passed away in a car accident in Ontario, Canada, in 2019 at the age of 58. Nevertheless, his legacy endures. Louis Rankin remains a powerful example of self-acceptance, proving that individuality, confidence, and talent can leave an unforgettable mark on both music and cinema. Abdullah the Butcher. Abdullah the Butcher built one of professional wrestling's most terrifying and unforgettable personas by sacrificing his own body in ways few performers would ever dare. Born Lawrence Robert Shreve on January 11, 1941 in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, Abdullah entered wrestling during the late 1950s. Towering, intimidating, and fiercely dedicated to his craft, he quickly became famous for his brutal hardcore style. Yet what truly made him visually unforgettable was his forehead. Throughout his decades-long career, Abdullah routinely participated in violent matches where bloodshed was expected. To intensify the spectacle, he frequently used razor blades to cut his own forehead during performances, a practice known in wrestling as blading. While many wrestlers occasionally resorted to this technique, Abdullah did so hundreds, perhaps thousands of times throughout his career. The consequences were extraordinary. Over time, his forehead became covered with deep grooves, thick scar tissue, and pronounced ridges. The surface eventually resembled a map of scars so severe that fellow wrestlers often remarked coins could reportedly stand upright within the creases. His appearance shocked audiences, enhancing the terrifying aura that defined his character. By the 1970s and 1980s, Abdullah had become a global wrestling attraction, performing across North America, Japan, and Puerto Rico. Fans flocked to arenas specifically to witness his savage style. Despite the physical damage, he refused cosmetic surgery, proudly viewing those scars as evidence of his dedication to entertaining audiences. Away from the ring, however, Abdullah was often described as friendly and soft-spoken, a sharp contrast to the monstrous figure fans saw under arena lights. His scarred forehead ultimately became one of wrestling's most iconic images. Today, Abdullah the Butcher is remembered not only as a wrestling legend, but also as a symbol of the extraordinary physical sacrifices performers sometimes make. His body became a living record of a career built on intensity, fearlessness, and unforgettable spectacle. Nelson de la Rosa. Nelson de la Rosa lived a life unlike almost anyone else in modern history. Born on September 6, 1968, in the Dominican Republic, Nelson suffered from primordial dwarfism, an exceptionally rare condition that severely restricted growth. As an adult, he stood only about 28 inches tall and weighed roughly 20 pounds, earning recognition from Guinness World Records as the world's smallest man during the late 1980s. Growing up with such an extraordinary condition brought immense challenges. Everyday activities that most people take for granted required tremendous effort. Simple movements, transportation, and routine tasks often demanded assistance. Moreover, Nelson constantly faced public curiosity, intrusive questions, and intense media scrutiny because of his remarkable appearance. Despite these obstacles, De La Rosa refused to remain hidden from the world. Instead, he embraced opportunities in entertainment. His unusual stature attracted international attention, leading to appearances on television programs and eventually film roles. He became especially well known for portraying the miniature alien homunculus in the 1996 horror film The Island of Dr. Moreau, starring Marlon Brando and Val Kilmer. Fame brought opportunities, but it also carried emotional burdens. Many critics argued that entertainment industries sometimes exploited people with extraordinary physical conditions. Nevertheless, Nelson frequently expressed gratitude for the chance to travel, perform, and support his family. Physically, life remained demanding. His fragile body required ongoing medical care, and health complications persisted throughout adulthood. Tragically, Nelson de la Rosa passed away in 2006 at only 38 years old due to complications related to respiratory and cardiac problems. Although his life was relatively short, Nelson left a lasting impression on audiences around the world. His story highlights both the difficulties and possibilities faced by individuals living with extremely rare conditions. More importantly, it demonstrates remarkable resilience in the face of extraordinary physical circumstances. Hank Aaron. Long before Hank Aaron became one of baseball's greatest legends, he entered the world carrying a little-known physical difference. Born Henry Louis Aaron on February 5, 1934 in Mobile, Alabama, Aaron was reportedly born with polydactyly, a condition involving an extra finger. The additional digit was removed during infancy, meaning most fans never realized that one of sports history's most iconic athletes began life with a rare physical characteristic. Growing up in the segregated South, Aaron faced far greater challenges than his early medical condition. Poverty, racial discrimination, and limited opportunities shaped his childhood. Yet through determination and extraordinary talent, he developed into one of baseball's most gifted players. Aaron began his professional career in the Negro Leagues before joining Major League Baseball with the Milwaukee Braves in 1954. Over the next 23 seasons, he established himself as one of the sport's greatest performers. By the time he retired in 1976, Aaron had accumulated 755 home runs, surpassing Babe Ruth's long-standing record and forever changing baseball history. His pursuit of Ruth's record, however, exposed him to intense racism and hatred. As Aaron approached the milestone during the early 1970s, he received thousands of threatening letters, many filled with vicious racial abuse. Despite enormous pressure, he remained composed and continued performing at an elite level. Although the extra finger from his infancy never influenced his legendary career, the story adds another fascinating dimension to a life already filled with remarkable achievements. More importantly, Aaron's journey symbolizes perseverance, dignity, and excellence under extraordinary circumstances. Hank Aaron passed away in 2021 at the age of 86, leaving behind one of the greatest legacies in sports history. His life reminds us that even individuals born with unusual circumstances can rise to become enduring symbols of courage, resilience, and greatness. Khoudia Diop. Khoudia Diop's appearance has captivated millions around the world, earning her the nickname Melanin Goddess. Born on December 31, 1996 in Senegal, Diop grew up with an exceptionally dark skin tone, a feature that made her stand out even within her own community. While her striking complexion would later become the foundation of an international modeling career, childhood was far from easy. From an early age, Khoudia faced relentless teasing and hurtful comments from classmates and even strangers. Many mocked her skin color, making her feel isolated and different during her formative years. For years, those experiences affected her confidence. However, rather than allowing negativity to define her, Khoudia gradually embraced what made her unique. As she matured, she began to realize that the very characteristic others criticized was actually extraordinary. After relocating to France and later gaining visibility through social media, her life changed dramatically. Photographs showcasing her stunning complexion quickly went viral, attracting global attention and transforming her into an internet sensation. Fashion brands and photographers soon recognized her remarkable presence. Khoudia entered the modeling industry using her platform to challenge long-standing beauty standards that had historically favored lighter skin tones. Her success resonated deeply with millions of people, particularly women and girls who had struggled with colorism and self-acceptance. Unlike many celebrities whose unusual appearance results from surgery or medical conditions, Khoudia's uniqueness comes entirely from natural genetics. Her extraordinarily high melanin levels create a visual impact that is instantly recognizable and impossible to forget. Rather than conforming to traditional expectations, she proudly celebrates her identity and encourages others to do the same. Today, Hodia Diop stands as a powerful symbol of confidence, diversity, and self-love. Her journey proves that qualities once criticized can become sources of empowerment. In a world obsessed with conformity, Hodia transformed her extraordinary appearance into an inspiring global statement about beauty, identity, and embracing one's authentic self. Every one of these stars proves that being different does not mean being less. From Salif Keita, overcoming prejudice because of albinism, to Manute Bol, turning his extraordinary height into basketball history, these celebrities transformed what many saw as unusual into unforgettable legacies. But their stories also raise an important question. Did society celebrate their uniqueness, or did fame simply make people more comfortable staring at what they considered different? Some believe these remarkable bodies inspired millions, while others argue that the entertainment industry often exploited their appearances for attention. What do you think? Which celebrity on this list shocked or inspired you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the family at Golden Black Legends for more incredible stories.